Hi everyone, I hope you're well, especially since these past several days have been very unsettled in this country because we're dealing with the murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor at the hands of police. And so I want to take some time this week in my poems of the day to focus on Black activist poets. And I want to start today with a poem by Audre Lorde. And I've read one other poem by her. She was a really strong advocate for Black people, women, and for queer people, all of those identities which she inhabited herself. And so the poem I want to read today is called A Litany for Survival. And litany can mean a couple different things. It can just be a repetitive list, but it can also be a type of prayer. So think about that as you hear this poem. A Litany for Survival by Audre Lorde. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going, in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward, at once before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures, like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. For those of us who are imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk, for by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hope to silence us. For all of us this instant and this triumph, we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive. So I know that's kind of a brutal poem, a brutal ending, but this poem was published in 1978 and it still feels relevant today, unfortunately. And I think those of us who are not Black, especially those of us who are white, really need to do some work to try to not only be not racist, but to be anti-racist as well. And one way that I've been trying to do that over the past several years, but definitely right now as well, is just to read the voices and listen to and watch and hear the voices of people who have experienced such oppression in this society that we all live in. So I hope you are well, I hope you are taking care of yourself, and I hope you're educating yourself as well. Thank you so much. Bye.